All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get started. Um, we have a jam-packed agenda today. There's a lot of stuff we need to talk about. We'll get the earlier stuff out of the way and get to the good stuff later on. But it's important stuff, so you got to know it. You got to learn all this stuff so that all our troops get the best experience possible. So welcome out to Spring Renewal Training for Membership Year 2019. We're glad to have you all here live with us, and all those who are going to be watching the webinar later, welcome. Sorry you couldn't be here earlier, but anyway, we're glad to have you attending this informational and training session with Girl Scouts of Black Diamond. I wanted to just give you a quick introduction of who I am and what I do for the council and what I can do for you. I'm Sean Caston, the Volunteer Resource Manager with Black Diamond, and I'm in charge, well, I like to think I'm in charge, but I oversee some awesome things like volunteer training, volunteer recognition, Super Troop, lifetime members, and my favorite, the volunteer toolkit. I'm also, I oversee some not so great things such as volunteer grievances and background check issues. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go over today's agenda. The things that we're going to talk about. We have a jam-packed schedule, like I said, but I'm excited about it, and I'm excited that I get to share all this stuff with you guys all in one nice little training. Okay, this event will be live on Facebook. We are right now live on Facebook, and we'll be monitoring the comments. There's a couple other staff members that are keeping an eye out for me, and they're going to watch for questions. So if you have a question, just go ahead and ask it in the questions log, and one of them will get to it, and if we get behind, then I'll catch up with them after we go off the air. This recording will be saved on Facebook, as well as we'll post it to the website. All right, first up, we're going to talk about the spring training guide, and this is part of what came in your packets if you got one of your packets already. And you should have them now. If not, then you need to, if you're a troop leader, you need to make sure that somebody in your troop didn't get them. But if nobody has got them, then you need to email customer care at bdgsc.org, and they will make sure that you get one out there. Okay. So the spring training guide is a small document that's in there. I have one of them right here. Yay! Anyway, it covers all the great training events that are coming up, indoor, outdoor, Owls Weekend, all that kind of stuff in our new specialty trainings, which we had them last year, but this year we're going to be doing them on Facebook and recording them that way. So that'll be a neat experience for you guys. Next up, we're going to talk about the volunteer policies updates. There's some really important training or updates in there that you need to be aware of as a volunteer, and all of our volunteers have to read and acknowledge that they received the volunteer policies. So we'll talk about how to do that and how easy it is to do that. And next up, we have my second favorite topic, Super Troop. We're going to talk about all the requirements and how you can best prepare to attain the coveted title Super Troop. After that, we're going to talk about troop position updates and agreements, including the super easy form that will get all of your positions at one time. Okay. As we start getting into the meat of the spring renewal training, we're going to talk about the spring renewal packets and everything that's in there, including the incentives for 2019. But in order to get those great incentives, you'll need to know how to renew your membership as well as the troop memberships. We'll cover how easy it is to do both, as well as what needs to be done for lifetime members to renew into their positions, because they're a little bit wonky. Not too much, but I'm sure you guys can handle it. But we need to make sure that they have a special little thing going on with them. And the last thing we'll cover is what the end of the year reporting is going to look like for this year. And we're just going to tell you about it, but we're going to leave you kind of hanging too, so be prepared for that one. All right, if you have any questions as we go, please type them in the comments on this Facebook Live event, and we'll get back to you. Like I said, there's other staff members watching online, and they will help answer questions as they can, and then I'll take care of anything that's left over afterwards. If you have any questions after the event, you can email customer care at bdgsc.org, or you can call 304-345-7722. So let's go ahead, and the first thing we're going to do is head over to the website. So we're going to go to bdgsc.org, and that's going to bring us to the Black Diamond Girl Scouts page, Girl Scouts of Black Diamond page. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and make it full screen so you can see it nice and clear. All right, so the first thing we want to do is the Spring Training Guide. And in order to get to the Spring Training Guide, you're going to go to the Volunteer tab. You're going to click on it, and then you're going to go to Volunteer Resources, and then down to Volunteer Training Guide. It's in the middle column over here. One of my projects is to get this Volunteer Resources tab or page so that all of the resources that you're going to need are available on this page. Kind of a one-stop shop. So the Volunteer Resources page, and we're going to go down to Spring Training Guide or Volunteer Training Guide, because we have two different versions. The first version is spring, and the second version comes out in the fall. So if we click on that Spring Training Guide, it's going to open up in a PDF file, and you can scroll down through it, and you can see on page 2 there's the great outdoors training and the great indoors training. So make sure you look at this as you're looking at your plans for the spring and summer. You know, what trainings do you have to have in order to take girls camping? What trainings are, for archery, hiking, all that kind of stuff. You need to check this resource out, and you'll find a great vast bit of information about anything you could possibly need for training wise is going to be in here, including the specialty trainings over on the right hand side of page 2. For service unit, STEM, and the delegate trainings are listed there as well. Okay, and then we also have a new multi-level training that we're going to be doing. I don't see the date on here. Anyway, I'll make sure to get that and post it. But anyway, okay, so there's other things on here like the Camping Out Specialist and the Owls Weekend. Make sure you check out that Owls Weekend. There's a whole lot of stuff going on May 4th through the 6th at Camp Rocky Ledges. All right, and that's it for that. Okay, so let's go back out of there. So that's the Spring Training Guide. Make sure to keep this resource handy as you're working with your volunteers and get them their trainings and everything before you go camping or before you do anything. Okay, quickly moving on to the next topic. We're moving like a jaguar here. So the volunteer policies updates. So we have a new updated version of the volunteer policies. And these are available for you to download, to read, absorb them, because they will keep you safe and they will keep our girls safe and they will protect everybody involved. So make sure you read, as I tell you, walk you through these, make sure you go to them, read them, check it, read over it. I cannot emphasize enough how important these volunteer policies are. If you're volunteering with us, you need to know what we stand for as an organization and what we won't stand for, what we won't allow you to do. It is required reading for all volunteers, and you must sign the electric signature that is electronic, not electric. What am I doing? Anyway, you have to click the link and it'll pop up and you read it and you put in your name and that kind of stuff and it signs it. Okay, so let's jump over to that. The instructions are here. We're also going to post them in a separate file later so that you can go back to them and look individually. But we're going to jump over to the website again. We're going to be back and forth on the website, so just bear with me. All right, we're on the volunteer resources page, the way we just did before. You go volunteer, and then volunteer resources, and then scroll down to volunteer policies, which is conveniently under the V's. Okay, so when you get to that volunteer policies, the link is actually the word or the phrase policies for Girl Scout Volunteers Handbook. and there's just some information about it and what to do and that kind of stuff here. But if you actually click on that link, it'll pop up, and you can open it on an iPhone or any kind of phone. Well, not any kind of phone, but any phone in the last couple of years. So here's this big PDF document. And hey, look, there's Beth. Hi, Beth. How are you? All right, so we scroll down, and there's a letter in here from Jess that you can read. She's our Chief Operating Officer. And then there's a second letter from Beth Casey, the CEO. And then it tells you how to use this document. And then the definition of a volunteer, volunteer philosophy, and volunteer satisfaction and longevity. And then the Girl Scout promise and law. Okay, all of this in the mission. And all of this is just setting up for page 5, which begins the meat and potatoes of the volunteer policies. There's 7 sections, and each section is divided by a topic. So you can see the different sections here. And before it used to be like a 1.0.0.12 and a half. And now it's a little bit easier because you just know what section you're supposed to go to by the heading. So if it's an ethical thing, then you go to section 1. If it's risk management or safety, you go to section 2, etc., and all the way through. Okay. So the one page I want to show you for sure is page 14, I believe. Nope, page 11. There it is. The acceptable conduct page. Okay, this is going to be a key document or a key page for any volunteer. Make sure you read and understand this page. A lot of decisions for background checks will be made off of this page. So, for example, if you have a background check issue that is a crime against a child or crime involving the use of weapons, you can immediately be disqualified. It doesn't mean you have to be, but it says up here that you may be disqualified. Okay, so make sure you read page 11 for sure, and then also down to the criminal background check section. There we go. Volunteer screening and criminal background checks. Page 17 and 18. It's going to talk about how you have to be a member. You have to read the safety activity checkpoints, volunteer essentials. Notice that these are all hyperlinks. So you can click on these blue links and it'll take you to the website where you can get all of this information. Okay, so one of the key things about background checks is that we've kind of changed the way that they used to be and given them a clear definition of who has to have a background check. So any girl or any adult who is serving as a volunteer to meet the adult to girl ratio, responsibility for handling Girl Scout monies or product, participating in overnights when girls attend without adults from their family, driving girls not in the family, taking responsibility for the safety of girls not in their family, handling confidential member information, or the parent of an I-girl. All of those people need to have background checks. That's way clearer than what it used to be. So we're moving in the right direction, and that's an important thing, especially for me because I work with background checks. So make sure you read and understand that. So that's the volunteer policies. Again, there should be a link at the very last page at the top, it's in the middle. This form is available electronically. When you click on that link, it will take you to a web form, and then you read it, you put your first, middle, initial, and last name, and then you digitally sign it by typing your name under volunteer digital signature of authorization. You put the date and then put your full 5-digit troop number. And then if you want a copy of it, which you should have a copy of it, click the send me a copy of my responses and type your email again, and then click submit. And that will submit it to us, and we will be able to attach that to your information in our system, so we will have it on file. So, all right, that is... Oh, hi, April. Hi, anybody else that I've missed already? All right, so that's volunteer policies. So let's go on. Like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them in the question log. Becky's out there. She's my boss, so be nice to her. Becky Pack, she'll answer any questions, and I saw Shannon on earlier, so she can answer some questions. All right, so that's volunteer policies. Next is one of my favorite topics to talk about, Super Troop. Okay, Super Troop is a distinction that we give to troops who do what they're supposed to do, they do it on time, and they do it better than anyone else. That's the way I like to describe Super Troop to people. Okay, you're getting rewarded for what you're already doing, and then you're just encouraged every year to do better. Okay, these are they met all their initial requirements, and then they had to meet a certain amount, 5% over their initial sale last year, and they did it. That's awesome. So we had 60 troops that qualified last year, and let me switch back over to the website, and I'll show you where they're at, how you can find it. If you go to that same volunteer tab, and then over to volunteer resources, and then scroll down on the side, they have a whole page dedicated to Super Troop. Okay, so there's the Super Troop page. Not the whole point, but one of the main points of Super Troop is for every box of cookies that a Super Troop sells, they get 5 cents extra profit. That's a whole 5 cents extra that they just get to put right back into their pockets. Okay, so last year, or this year that just ended, that the cookie sale is still going on for, we had 60 troops that qualified for Super Troop. And you can see a list of them on that Super Troop page. The troop numbers on the left, their initial sale from last year is the next column, 5% increase, the next column, their goal, and then how much they sold, and then did they meet their goal? And if they met their goal, it says green and it's Super Troop, or it says Super Troop and it's green. If they didn't meet their goal, then it says no. But it also tells them how many they had to have gotten or how much they were away from their goal. So that's an encouragement for your girls for them to be able to look at that and say, oh man, we were only 138 short. If each one of us would have sold 5 more boxes or 6 more boxes or whatever, then they would have been able to qualify for Super Troop. Okay, and so this year we posted the final results, and I'll explain more when we get into it, but next year we're going to be posting each step of the way so that you know where you stand through each of the hoops that we're going to talk about, each of the gates. Okay, so for next year's reappointment, 2019, everything is the same with one difference. Okay, I'll flip back over and show you. So the Super Troop requirements for 2019. So essentially, Super Troop for 2019 has already started. Okay, it started with your participation in the cookie sale this year. Okay, so starting at the top, you have to turn in your reappointment paperwork by June 30th, and that's extended because last year's deadline was June the 15th. This year you have all the way to June 30th to get your reappointment paperwork turned in, and you'll see later on all of your other paperwork is due June 30th. Okay, this includes the end of the year report and the troop finance report and a current bank statement. Okay, the second qualification, you have to re-register. That means renew. New girls do not count towards Super Troop. Super Troop is a renewal event. You have to renew or re-register 60% of the girls in your troop by June 30th. Again, that was June 15th last year. This year you have till the 30th. So this means you need to renew 60% of the girls that we have on file as of April 1st, yesterday, for your troop. That's why I've been pushing out the Facebook notifications and customer care has been pushing it out that you have to have your rosters cleaned up before April 1st so that's the date we pull everything on. Okay. The third gate is that you have to participate in the fall product sale. Even if you just sell 1 can of salt and pepper cashews to me, that qualifies you as participating in the fall product sale. Okay, and I will buy a box of salt and pepper cashews if anybody wants to sell me one. I'm not going to buy them from everybody, but I will. I love salt and pepper cashews. Okay, so that's the third one. The fourth one is increase your 2019 initial cookie sale 5% over your 2018 cookie sale. Okay, so that implies that you participated in the cookie sale that just ended. Okay, so if you did not participate in the cookie sale this year, you cannot qualify for Super Troop. You would have to participate in next year's cookie sale, and then you can qualify the next year for Super Troop. Okay, we'll be posting the results at each stage, like I mentioned earlier, so you can see exactly where your troop fell off. And then if you have any further questions, you can submit an email to customercare@bdgse.org, or you can call in to 304-345-7722, and they will get a case started for you, and we'll figure out exactly what happened and basically tell you what's on the spreadsheet. But sometimes we do make mistakes. I make mistakes. But anyway. All right. So that gets us all caught up on Super Troop. Let's go ahead and go to the next slide. Oh, you know what? I forgot one important detail about Super Troop. And this makes me the most excited about Super Troop. Because next year, we're going to do something completely different. It's not been done before for Super Troop. We are actually giving Super Troop their own titles. So when a new girl looks online for your troop, they're going to type their zip code, and it's going to come up and say there's 14 troops in this area, and these are the ones that are in your age group. Next year, we are going to give the people who earn Super Troop the designation of Super Troop in the opportunity catalog. So you will actually, new girls will log in, they'll see Troop 11111 and then Super Troop. So your girls that are already in the troop are excited because they get to show their friends that they're involved in a Super Troop. You know, this is something that I feel like, I mean, it makes me excited because I would rather go to a Super Troop than a regular troop. But I don't know. So anyway, I can't believe I almost forgot that. That's one of the most important things. Anyway. All right, so don't forget that we're going to update Super Troop in the Opportunity Catalog, which also means that if you're a Super Troop, you really need to let us know when you're meeting and all that kind of information so that we have everything updated in the Opportunity Catalog. And also, if you're not taking new girls, you're going to opt out of the Opportunity Catalog. But if you are taking new girls, if you want new girls, which you should be taking in new girls, even if you take in new girls and then split into two troops, you know, you're still, that's the whole point, is to get Girl Scouting into the hands of any possible girl. And so we can get leaders trained, we can get them put into positions, and then have a separate troop, a sister troop to go along with your troop. So, okay. So that covers, oh, and they get to keep that title for a full year. So the Super Troop is going to be a Super Troop all year round. And basically, they get to keep it until they fall off Super Troop. So every year that you are a Super Troop, you get to keep that title, and you get to keep it on the Opportunity Catalog. So I think that's a great thing that the girls are going to love, and new girls are going to love it. So, and you're going to love it too, I think. Anyway, all right, next up. So we are on track, on time. We're going like crazy. So the troop position descriptions and agreements. We are currently updating. Man, I can't type or proofread. Okay. So we are currently updating all the troop positions available for 2019. There's been a lot of talk about what do I really need to do as a troop leader? Or what do I really need to do as an assistant leader? What does a troop chaperone really do? And all of these questions, we've been pulling them together, and we're developing firm, really solid definitions of and descriptions of what are each one of these positions. We want to give more clarity to potential leaders and volunteers. Okay, and there's been a group of you guys on Facebook that have been helping out with this, and we're still needing more input. So we'll be reaching out to you for some of those. They're in the draft phase right now. Troop leader and assistant leader are already up. They're on the website. and I'll show you how to get there in just a second. But the important thing is, if we don't have all of your positions listed yet, don't complete these yet. You can look at it, play around with it, but don't actually submit yours yet until we have all of your positions available. So if you're just a troop leader or just an assistant leader, then you're fine. You can go ahead and complete them. It'll send it to us. We can attach it to your contact in our system. But this is an essential piece that needs to be done every year so that we know that you're taking your job seriously. And you know that we are providing you with everything that you need to do your job. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the website. We're going to jump over and go to volunteer again at the top. And then we're going to go to volunteer resources again. And then we're going to scroll down to, there's two places you can find it here. The troop positions, if you open that up, and this is like changing every day. We're changing little pieces, making it a little prettier, that kind of stuff. But for now, this is the way it is, and you guys are getting to see this firsthand, or the first people to see this. So, the troop leader, it has the little description of a troop leader, and then down here it says view the complete volunteer position agreement. Okay, when you click on that, it's going to take you to a web form. All right, and for now, like I said, this only has troop leader or assistant leader, okay? Eventually, you'll be able to pick one position or the other. So I'm going to pick troop leader. And then there'll be other choices down here. So you'll be able to click a checkbox for troop driver, troop chaperone, troop first aider, all of those things. And whatever you do on this form changes everything below it. So it adds to it where it takes away. So if I pick troop leader and then something else, it's going to add more to this. So all of your information is going to be on one page. Okay, and once you get all of your information on one page, you can right click and print, or you can screenshot it, or however you want to do it. We do have PDF copies of each one of the descriptions that we'll be uploading as we get them updated, so that you will have a PDF copy of each one of them. But if you just want them all in one place, this is how you can do it. Just right click here and go to print, and it'll print it, or you can save as and save it. Okay, so I'm not going to go over each one of these positions, but just you look at them on your own time. Notice again the links, all of your forms, documents, all that kind of stuff there's a hyperlink to take you to it. I would recommend that you right click on it and open in a new window or a new tab, because if you click on the link, it'll take you off of this form. No way around that I can figure out. Okay. One big change that we did make for troop leaders and assistant leaders that is in effect as of April 1st, before your first troop meeting with the troop. So if you come in halfway through the year, before you meet with the troop for the first time, you need to have your safety training, your child abuse awareness, troop financial management, and the volunteer toolkit 101 video. Okay, and then whatever program level you're at. So if you're working with brownies, then you take the brownie level training. Okay. Now, another thing that's different this year is we're really emphasizing that if you are bridging, if your whole troop moves from one to another, or even if you just have a couple girls that are a different level, then you need to go ahead and take that additional training video. Okay. You just take it, it submits it, we add it to your record, and no problem. They're all really short anyway. But remember, your child abuse awareness is required every 3 years. So every 3 years you need to retake that. And we're also going to be sending out notifications. Later in the summer, we're going to start sending out notifications for people to renew their trainings that are outdated. Okay, so after you read all these and read all the descriptions and everything, you're going to sign it down here at the bottom, put your email, current address. And that is important. Anytime we ask you for your current address, we just want to make sure that what we have on file is what is accurate for you. Especially like with these troop leader packets, we've had several people that didn't get them because the address that we have on file is not the correct address for them. So that costs council money, that cost you time because you don't have the packets before spring renewal. So just make sure you have we have your current address, the county service unit, and your 5-digit troop number. And then you submit it. Easy as that. So everybody in your troop will have to do your positions, but again, wait until we get all of them updated. But we definitely wanted to get that out there and let you see it, see how it's going to work. If you're just a troop leader or an assistant leader, you can go ahead and do that. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one. We did all that. All right, it's time to renew for Girl Scouts 2019. Okay, it's April 2nd. It seems so odd to be talking about 2019, but we have to do that. We have to get everything ready to go so that we can get in and have another great year whenever October comes around. Okay, of course, April 1st, all members were eligible to renew. So you could have went last night and renewed your membership for the next year. But we're officially kicking off our spring renewal season today. So you guys are the first ones that get to experience this, and you get to see what's coming for 2019. Okay. The first thing I want to show you is the spring registration packets, the spring renewal packets. If you need a spring renewal packet and you haven't gotten one, or if you're the third troop leader in the troop and your leader won't be nice and won't share their troop packet with you, then you can get your own copy. And the way you do that is to go to the website, and we're going to go to the volunteer tab again. I told you that volunteer tab is your new best friend. And then go to volunteer resources, and then scroll down to spring renewal packet. And notice these are in alphabetical order. Richard and I sat there and put them all in alphabetical order for you. Yes, it took both of us. Anyway, okay, so spring renewal packet. There's a description that tells you what all it is, but we're going to look at it anyway, so we don't need to read that. So we're going to click on the green hyperlink up here, spring renewal packet. All right. So this is the spring renewal packet. If you haven't seen it already, you should have gotten these in the mail. They came with, each troop should have gotten one of the blue zipper bag money bags, and then you should have gotten two of the little beige colored coin purses. One for the leader, one for an assistant leader. Okay, you are required to have at least two registered adults that are not related to each other. Okay, so, and one of them must be female. Okay, so this is the packet, the information, the document that came with that packet. And there's a letter from Jess again. And then there's some information on our staff members, some badge spotlights, and then the troop renewal instructions. Okay, this is basically what we're going to walk through today. Okay, this is a really condensed form that doesn't give all the details or all the extra details, but it'll get you there. And then the next thing is the spring rewards chart. Okay, we really want to see a large turnout for April, May, and June of this year. Okay, we want to see the majority of our girls and adults who are Girl Scouts now. We want to see them Girl Scouts for 2019 before June of this year. Okay, there's a big push to get everything done before the summer so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, then you can focus on new girls. You can focus on camping. You can focus on taking the girls outside, away from phones, away from tablets. Get them back to the good old-fashioned Girl Scouts. All right, so like I said, we're going to push for those rewards. Okay, we're going to look at each reward individually. So the first reward is the spring renewal patch. Okay, we're doing one patch this year. It is our custom patch. It is not something from GSUSA. We created it here in the council. We've updated the colors, and every year is going to be a different color. So they may change the design a little bit, but it's going to be similar. They're going to be about the same size. And you're going to want to collect these. Okay, these are the patches that you look back over them and you say, yeah, I remember every year of my Girl Scouts. And you remember that by the memories that you made and the patches you made. So every girl who renews on or before September 30th is going to get this patch. Okay? So, if they renew online, if they renew through their family, if they renew through their troop, your troop, or if they do paper registrations, which I am not recommending. If you can at all, you need to register online. That's why we're going over all this. But we do have paper copies available, and you can print them off, of course. But the first incentive is every girl who renews on or before September 30th, bam, they get a patch. Okay? Next up, the second girl incentive is that they get a $2 discount to one of the following events. Okay, Camp Creepy, Haunted Disco, Wizarding World, or one of the 2019 Cookie Paloozas. Okay, so you're going to get, I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work, but you either get a coupon or a code, and then you'll be able to register for that event, one of those events, and get your $2 discounts. Okay, the service unit discount, or service unit incentive, 7 service units will get $125 to help with girl program and volunteer support. Okay, so this could cover training, it could cover background checks, it could be anything that the service unit needs to support volunteers or the girl program. Okay, if they want to use it for activities, that kind of thing, 7 service units will get it. To qualify, they must have their end of the year service unit paperwork turned in by June 30th. Again, it was June 15th last year. So June 30th this year. The service unit must register 60% of the girls in the troops to be registered for 2018. Okay, so the SUAs need to get on there and make sure that the service unit administrators need to get on the troop leaders and say, hey, you need to renew 60% of your girls so that we can get that $125. And also because it helps your troop. Because you get into Super Troop, you get in for your renewal paperwork and everything. It's so much easier if you get it done now. Get it done before summer comes, before you forget about it, before you win the lottery and nobody ever sees you again. It's just easier to plan for it and do it now. That's why we're giving you so many reminders, and I'm going to be on your backs. I'm not going to lie to you. We need all of this information in as quickly as possible. But we do understand that you have a life, and but anyway. Okay, so the 7 service units that get the $125 are going to be the highest percentages. Okay, so if we have 2 of them at 99.9%, that's going to be number 1 and 2. And then so on down the line. Okay, winners will be announced by June the 9th. Okay, so to get all these incentives, and we actually have one more. There we go. The troop leaders. Okay, troop leaders will get 1 free troop leader registration per troop. Okay, so if you are in multiple troops, you only get 1 free registration, obviously, because you can only pay for yourself one time. But if you have multiple troop leaders in your troop, which you should have, you're only going to get 1 free $25 membership. Okay, so all of your paperwork, the end of the year report, and the financial statement, bank statement need to be turned in at least 60%, and you must complete your renewal paperwork for all of your girls by June 30th. And then you also need to renew at least 60% of the girls in your troop by that same deadline. So there you go. You get a rebate. So we also need to have the bank routing and checking number so that we can direct deposit that into your account. Okay, and that's in your end of the year paperwork, so no problem there. And opening week leader tote bag, free to leaders who register the leader and at least 1 girl during opening week from April 2nd to the 8th. So every leader who registers and then registers at least 1 girl to their troop will get the honest, fair, friendly, helping, considerate, all the way down, they'll get that tote bag. All right, so how do you get these rewards? How do you get these incentives? Well, you have to re-register. Okay, so we're going to do a quick little demo. And I will show you how to do that. Okay, it's going to be a little bit different because I'm not actually going to go all the way through with it because I have to do this again right after this. But I'm going to show you up to the point that I can, and then I'm going to tell you what's going to happen after that. Okay, it's not hard. It should all be standard. And if you have any problems with registration, you can always call customer care. You can give them a call at 304-345-7722 or email customercare@bdgsc.org. Okay, so first off, think about it when you're on an airplane. Okay, they always, if there's an emergency, they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first. Okay, and that is essential for renewing into the next membership year. You as a troop leader, or you as the head of the household, need to renew your membership first before you renew others in your household. Okay, so I'm going to go and log into my troop. So this time we're going to go to my GS login on the right hand side, and I'm going to go down to member profile. Okay, and then it's going to ask me for my username and password. And I can never get it right on the first time, so let's see if I get it right. Oh, I did it! Yay! You guys are the first people to ever see me do that on the first try. Okay, so this is my household, and these are all the girls in my household. Okay, they all have different last names, but that doesn't matter. They're still in my household. They are my girls. They live in my fake household. And they are all named after Doctor Who characters, if any of you catch that. All right, so the first one, we're on the membership tab. Okay, that's the only place we're going in this first renewal. Okay, we're going to look at our household, my household. The only girls that are in my household are people that live in my household. If there are girls or adults in your household that do not actually come into your house, go into their room, and go to bed at night, then they should not be in your household. You need to contact customer care to get them moved into the correct household. Okay, that's my first warning of the night of things that can possibly go wrong. So make sure you are adding girls to the appropriate place. Household girls in household, troop girls in your troop tab. Okay, so as I look down here, everything looks good. Amy Pond's a current member. Clara Oswald's current. Rose Tyler's current. I'm an adult member, and I'm current in a bunch of positions. So everything's good. So in order to get next year's membership, I have to click on this little drop down over here that says current year. When you click it, it goes to next year. You change it, and all of a sudden we have options to renew. Okay, so, oh, wrong one, sorry, clicked on the wrong screen. I did it again. Okay, there we go. All right, so each one of these girls, I'm going to basically start with me, and I'm going to work my way around. Okay, so I know that I'm going to renew my membership, so I'm going to leave it as renew. Now, each person is going to have a membership and a position. Okay, sometimes people don't understand this. The adult member right here, this adult membership, every single member is going to have, or every single adult is going to have adult membership. Okay, you have to renew that membership every year. So I've got it renewed. The troop leader for my troop, I want to keep that position, so I'm going to leave it as renew. This troop leader in the test group, I don't want to do that again. Those people in that troop, I'm not going to be their troop leader, so I'm going to write or go down and click do not renew. Okay, so I have 100% decided that I am not going to renew into that troop. Once you pick do not renew, you cannot change it. Well, once you click continue, but you cannot change it on your own. You have to contact customer care to do that. Okay, Now, if you're doing that for a girl, if I were going up here and I marked do not renew for Rose Tyler, if I mark do not renew, she is going to get an email. Her parent, her guardian is going to get an email that says, we're sorry you're not renewing for 2019. Okay? So please be 100% sure that before you click do not renew, you know that girl is not coming back. Okay? Because as soon as that parent or guardian gets an email saying that their girl is not coming back, they're probably going to call you or they're probably going to call counsel because they can't renew. They can't do anything once you pick do not renew. Okay, so again, make sure you pick do not renew only if you know for sure that girl is not coming back. Okay, that's the biggest thing I can warn you about today. Make sure to do not click do not renew unless you are positive that they're not renewing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and leave her at renew. Keep clicking over here. Okay, so let's start. So I've already got mine. I'm sure that mine is okay. Everything else is good. So then I'm going to just start at the top. And Amy Pond is, she's probably not going to be coming back. Okay, she has a part-time job and she doesn't think she's going to be able to come back. But I'm not sure yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark her. I'll decide later. So that way I can still go in as a troop leader and mark her renewal later. Okay, just remember to do it before that June 30th deadline if you're going to qualify for Super Troop. Okay, so I go through each one of these girls, and Claire is going to Japan for the summer or for the year for a student exchange program. So she's not going to come back. I know for sure she's not coming back. So I'm going to click do not renew. Okay. And then whenever I get it the way that it needs to be, I'm going to click continue. Okay. But I'm not going to do that quite yet because I need an example for later on. So I'm going to renew everybody. Okay. But your case is going to be different. And also, if you have multiple, or well, that's not going to count, right? Never mind. This is your household. This is your household, not your troop. Don't worry. Abort. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we would click continue, and that would go ahead and take us to the receipt page or the payment page, sorry. It's going to take us to the payment screen, and I can put any donation or anything like that. And we can actually go ahead and click that. Okay, so now up next is the Girl Scout Promise in Law. Sorry, got ahead of myself. That happens. My mind's going faster than my fingers on my head. Okay, so we accept the promise in law and we continue. And then it takes us to the payment screen. If you'd like to donate, you can click $35, $50, $100, $500. If you donate $500, I will personally call and say thank you. I may even, catch you in the office and give you a big hug or a handshake or something. Okay, and you can, as a personal household, you can request financial aid. You just click request financial aid. And remember, that does come out of program money that could be used towards girls programming, so please use that responsibly. If there is a need, feel free to use it, but you are on your honor with financial aid. All right, billing address, you can click same as mailing address, complete all that. You can put in your credit card information, the expiration date, year, security code, all that, just like you would any other online form for credit card. And then click continue. Okay. It takes you to the confirmation screen, and this is the part I can't get by without messing things up. So it takes you to the confirmation screen. You review everything, make sure everybody's in the right positions. If something's wrong, you can stop at that point, start all over again. And if you need help, you can contact customer care. They can actually log in as you and then help walk you through the steps. Okay. The next thing is renewing your troop. Okay. So it is pretty much the same. The only thing different is you're going to go to the Troops tab at the top, And you're going to make sure, again, that you're on the next year, because we're moving towards 2019. So, and it tells you membership year, October 1st to 2018 to September 30th, 2019. And then make sure you pick the right troop, because I am currently the leader of 3 different troops. So if I'm not on the right troop, I'm not going to be able to see the right girls. Okay, so I picked the troop that I want to renew girls in. And I think I already messed it up. Yep, I did. Okay, well, anyway. Instead of status pending, it would say current. And then it would give you the choice to renew. And I apologize for that not being like that, but it happens. But anyway, so you would pick your renewal choice. You would do the exact same thing that we did earlier. You're going to pick either renew, do not renew, or I'll decide later. Okay, and again, make sure that if you pick that do not renew, make 100% sure that that girl is not coming back. Okay, so you're going to do that for all of your troop girls and any adults that are in your troop. And then whenever you've got everything ready, you're going to click continue. It's going to take you to that same screen to verify everything. You fill in your credit card information. It'll take you to your payment screen. Make sure everything's correct. Click submit, and it will give you a receipt and your confirmation. Okay, so that's the troop demo. And again, I am so sorry that didn't work exactly the way I thought it was going to work. But you live and you learn when you're doing things live on Facebook. Okay, so there's one special scenario I want to talk about in the last couple minutes here, and that is lifetime members. Okay, there's not a whole lot of difference. The only thing with a lifetime member is you have to pretend that you are, and I should have, anytime it comes up and asks you whether you want to start over where you left off or continue or start all over, you might want to just go ahead and start all over. In this case, I did, and I clicked the wrong button, but anyway, it happens. Anyway, okay, so next year, we changed it to next year. If, let's say I'm a lifetime member, it would say lifetime adult member here. You still have to go through and do the steps for a lifetime. Even though they don't have to pay their money again, they have to go through the steps. They have to indicate that they are a current member, because you could be a lifetime member forever and never even be involved with a troop. Okay, so if you are active with the troop and a lifetime member, you need to go in and renew your adult membership. Okay, and then any positions that you hold in the troop, you have to renew those as well. Okay, that's the only thing different about lifetimes is it's the same thing, but you just don't have to pay the money. So if you're a lifetime member, you just go click renew, continue, and you're done. That's all you have to do. And then, of course, if you're a leader or whatever, you have to go through the background check and all that, but that's another story. Okay, so that is a really quick, almost an hour presentation of the things that are coming up for 2019 and how to renew for your membership for 2019. The whole point is you want your girls to be excited about being members. They're literally buying in to the Girl Scout movement. Their money helps support all of the technology, all of the resources, all of the volunteers, everything that we do at Girl Scouts. Their membership is the key pivotal piece. There's money that is moved around in budgeting that we need to know that this area has this many girls, this area has this many girls. And so, the business side of Girl Scouts needs to know how much involvement there's going to be for the next year. And that key indicator is how many girls sign up in those first 3 months. So that's why we do these incentives. That's why we want you to be out there getting your troops ready so that it's easier for you to step into the new year. And, the girls, it's a seamless transition. They just know, they expect, they need to look at it. And as a troop, you say, okay, well, we budget for this many girls for next year. We take our profit from the cookie sale and our fall product sale. And, before we take all these fancy trips, we do what needs to be done. We set back our membership for the next year. And that's something that instills value in the girls. They know that, hey, if I do this now, if I see my troop leader setting back this money, and they're teaching me how to manage my money, then they're going to be more financially responsible in the future. So that's something to look forward to. So I really hope you've enjoyed today's demo. And there is just one more thing I want to talk about before we leave. And it's kind of exciting to me because I've been involved in this whole process. But the end of the year reporting, it's one thing that troop leaders constantly tell me they want to get better. They want it to just work. And so that's why I've got Steve up here to talk about the end of the year report training. We're going to do a special Facebook Live event just like the one we're doing now. It's going to be May the 17th from 7 to 7:30. It's going to be really short, okay? And we may not get everything put in there, but I hope we do. I hope we get it all in there. And if it goes a little bit long, we'll make sure to put it in there too. But I'm hoping for a half an hour. There's all kinds of exciting stuff coming up at the end of the year report. Okay, you're going to have new options to submit your report. So it's not all, everything's going to be the same. You're going to have a PDF copy. You're going to have an online form. It's going to be in the volunteer toolkit. And you're going to have paper copies available. All 4 options are going to be the same exact form. Okay, I know we've had people in the past submit forms from 12 years ago that we don't even ask for that stuff anymore, but they're still giving us those forms. So that doesn't give us the information we need. If you're still using the old reflecting on the year forms, throw them away. We have all new forms this year. And we'll walk through each of those forms, how to get to them, all that kind of stuff. And we'll also officially be releasing the troop transaction spreadsheet. Okay, one of our staff members has passed this on to me. She was given it, a volunteer had given it to her years and years ago, and we developed it a little bit, made it a little easier to use, but it will actually link your treasurer and your troop leader and all of the end of the year paperwork together so that you have one easy form that fills itself out. Literally, it's that easy. It's amazing. We're finishing it up, getting it ready to go, so that you can have it to keep track of your troop throughout the year and not just the week before it's due. So that's coming up. Make sure that you mark that you're going. It'll be recorded, posted on the website. And if you have questions or if you want to get credit for taking today's training, as soon as I finish this, I'm going to post the link in the comments section, and you'll be able to click on that link, and it'll take you to a short form that just asks for your basic information, and you'll get credit for taking today's training. And if you're watching the recording, you'll be able to get that same training on your credit. And if you have anybody who is just a member and not on the troop leader page, I'll be doing this webinar again at 7:30 over on the Girl Scouts Facebook page, and it'll be very short. It's a half an hour. I'm cutting out all the stuff that you guys really need to know, but the average person doesn't need to know. So it'll be really short if you have anybody that wants to watch that, and it'll be recorded and posted just like this one is. So that wraps everything up. I'd like to thank you guys for coming out. If you have questions, please email customercare@bdgsc.org or call 304-345-7722. And again, if you get the training credit, you'll have that on your record. So awesome for you. I think that's about it. Look through the questions real quick. If there's anything you still have questions, you can continue posting. That's fine. It doesn't shut it down or anything. It just keeps adding to it. The only thing, it does switch it around so that the last question's first. It confuses me every time, and I get really concerned that everything's messed up, but it's fine and dandy. Thanks for attending today's training, and thank you again for all that you do for the Girl Scouts or the girls of Black Diamond Council. I am your volunteer resource manager, so if you need anything, let me know. I will do my best to get it out to you, and I'm here for you, and I'm supporting you every step of the way. So have a great day, have a great evening, and talk to you later. Thanks.